gorgeous. I am going to listen to Rammstein. Let me just look up how to pronounce it and stop pretending like I don't have access to the almanac of knowledge that is the internet.
It's an ST, but it's CHT.
Ah.
Rammstein.
Rammstein. Rammstein. If you care to join me.
Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen. Ich hab euch etwas mitgebracht. Hab es aus meiner Brust gerissen. Mit diesem Herz hab ich die Macht.
There's so many textures in here that what an homage to the DC universe, wearing the face paint of the Joker and using the voice of Batman.
I'm Batman.
Now this sound quality and all of its warmth and resonant goodness is only possible with proximity. As soon as we start to come away from the mic, we just lose that quality, and it is less possible to compress the sound. And either pre or post-production compression is really important here. It basically kind of squishes the signal into one dense, rich vocal stem that we can then gain up and in turn get fuller. If we're too far away from the microphone, what we end up getting is a compression of the space around us as well, so you miss out on a lot of that depth and warmth. And the reason this is so important is because we cannot sing at our lowest loudly. So if we do want to wallow in some beautiful low rumbly goodness, that needs to be done. It's a lot of large oscillations. We've got the arytenoid cartilages, and we've got the tongue, and those interweaved are just a divine textural experience. It is spectacular, the range that he's been able to use without actually singing many notes at all that are in the key.
Mit diesem Herz.
Because it's one thing to just kind of talk in a low voice, in a sort of monophonic rumble, but that is absolutely not what's happening here at all.
Brust gerissen. Ich die Macht.
So much range, and therefore it is so expressive. A kind of atonal melody, but with all of the same sort of peaks and troughs that you would expect from any good melody that riles you up, you know? I am riled up. Future Lolly here. There is something really cool that happens. I've isolated his vocal stem so we can analyse the exact frequencies that are happening in his voice. And
Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht.
okay, so this orangey part here shows the frequencies that are being produced by those supraglottic tissues. So everything's super low. And where the undertones are more present in his performance, there is more of a gap in the overtone. There is a bit of a void going on, which is not what we would see in a clean note. And I'll prove it to you. If we have a look at this line.
Singe bis der Tag erwacht.
There's not much at all in the way of undertones. These colours work as kind of like a heat map, so the more frequency is there, the darker red it is. Because he's got full vocal fold closure, meaning that his voice is making a proper pitch. And this frequency gap, as you can see, is nicely filled. And so what that means is whenever there's a large oscillation, like with the tongue or with the supraglottic tissue, we lose a fair amount of frequency, but we gain a lot of texture. So that is why the vocal performance is so interesting. This weaving in and out of full frequencies, then undertones. Thank you for nerding with me.
Ich singe bis der Tag erwacht.
So we're hearing this sort of motif, this lovely little minor third, but it is a little bit more than that. The harmonies are in there as well. And the reason that that's super cool is because is in there, and that is the minor third. And the minor third is a super sad note. It's the one that tells us that we're definitely in a minor key. The fifth, for example, is not a very sad note at all. Now we're in minor land, you probably are hearing this note as sad. But if I just take you out of that by doing this, those same notes probably sound a bit happier now. It's the magic of music. Anyway, gosh, where was I going with that? Okay, this pattern, it jumps down like... So this being a descent naturally makes it sound sad, because going down is generally not a good thing in energy, planes. But what's more, diminuendo with an accent when the next note comes in. Like a deep breath in and a sigh. So the piano performance is seemingly very humble, but it's actually doing quite a lot to complement the dynamics of the scary man.
Zu erpressen. Ich singe, bis der Tag erwacht. Ein heller Schein am Firmament. Mein Herz brennt. Sie kommen zu euch in der Nacht. Dämonen, Geister, schwarze Feen. Sie kriechen aus dem Kellerschacht und werden unter euer Bettzeug sehen.
I'm having a terrific time. It's really cool to see his mouth open so wide. His jaw can really drop. Whenever we can drop our jaw as much as we do there, you can already hear it. The vocal tone, the formant, starts to get lower. And so it's a really ideal place to resonate sounds that he's making. It's like singing into a bigger tube, like that. I mean, it's really starting to get real. The key is dropped, and as we said earlier, dropping or descending usually invokes some kind of sadness. The opposite of a lilt, it's a tlill. And so the combination of the key dropping and the rhythm being subdivided, the notes are now half the length that they were before, like it's got more rushed, which makes us feel actually more threatened.
Werden unter euer Bettzeug sehen. Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein acht. Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen. Ich hab euch etwas mitgebracht. Ein heller Schein am Firmament. Mein Herz brennt.
That was penetrative.
Mein Herz brennt.
Oh, that's creepy. I don't like it. It's the combination of the deep black colour around his eyes to match with his hair, to match with the background, so that when he's looking down or closing his eyes, the whole eye area just is disappeared. So completely soulless. And then the red kind of speckled on the face, which kind of matches with the scenery in the way that it seems like it's lit with red. You really feel how his whole body here is just covered in these lashes. They look very nasty, very deep. From the chest down, he's in this kind of black dress that is so shapeless and large that one may assume that it's something of a body bag, which is then kind of making my imagination spiral now. As you look deeper and you can see the tiles, it looks like quite a clinical environment which makes you think that it's maybe some kind of abandoned morgue. I mean, it definitely didn't used to be like a cupcake shop. I hope. We've got some very established melody now in this section. Ein heller Schein am Firmament, mein Herz brennt. We're experiencing his vocal ability, seeing what he's capable of, seeing the kind of strength he has access to. That's such a beautiful chord. Oh. It's warm, isn't it? A C minor 7, second inversion, which basically means that the note that would normally start here, that is the first note. So the inversions, or the order in which you put the notes that make up the chord, makes so much difference. The way that you stack them up completely transforms the way that we feel that frequency. That's an A flat diminished. Diminished chords are when the third and the fifth are squished. So they feel super threatening. Wah! It does that. It's squint inducing.
Sie kommen zu euch in der Nacht und stehlen eure kleinen, heißen Tränen. Sie warten, bis der Mond erwacht. Ja, und drücken sie in meine kalten Venen. Nun, liebe Kinder, gebt fein Acht.
It's extra creepy because I don't know many German words, but I'm pretty sure Kinder is children. I don't know, it's all very Stephen King, isn't it?
Ich bin die Stimme aus dem Kissen. Ich singe, bis der Tag erwacht. Ein heller Schein am Firmament. Mein Herz brennt.
The piano makes really effective use of syncopation as well. Sometimes the syncopation or offbeats are in the bass, and sometimes they're in the higher part, the melody. And it invokes completely different feelings every time. When the bass is steady, and we have ba-da-da, da-da-da-da, it's almost as if the bass is the monster, and then the melody is like trying to run away. The monster is keeping like a steady pace, and the melody is like, leave me alone.
Leave me alone!
And then the high part gets a little bit of distance. But then, when the bass starts syncopating, it's like, it's getting really mad and chasing more after the high melody. I think I looked into that a bit too deep.
Ich bin die Stimme.
Ich bin die Stimme. It's amazing how this now is kind of, it's got that sort of classical technique about it. You've got a bit of vibrato, you've got weight, resonance, and then when you think about where we started, it was just almost 100% texture. So much focus on that. And isn't that amazing, the journey that they've managed to take you on with just a vocal and a piano, because of the variety of sounds he's able to create. Not again.
Mein Herz brennt.
Oh, that one is so dead in the eyes.
Mein Herz brennt. Mein Herz brennt, ja.
Yeah, there he is. Going back to the underworld.
Mein Herz brennt.
Oh no. Oh, flickering light. Oh. Well, that's tonight's nightmare figured out. At least I know what to expect. It's really awfully sadly effective, the way that they now play this piano motif that we had at the beginning, but in that lower key. It was... which is still sad, but the way that it's now become... that drop, as we have that little visual of him lowering himself into this very attractive sort of pit of tiled doom. Attractive in the way that it's really illuminated, it's golden, it's bright, it looks like the only warm thing there. He's drawn to that, for lack of a better option. It was very thought-provoking, very deep, very intense. All of those things are impossible to do with such a minimal arrangement unless both parts are exquisitely both arranged, composed, and then also performed. It's not what I was expecting at all. I was kind of expecting a rock band because a lot of the comments suggesting Rammstein were below my analyses of like System of a Down. It's a good surprise. I mean, good in a sad, uncomfortable way. But yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of depth. It was way too creepy to cry. I will cry in my sleep later as I endure the nightmare of that like dead smile coming to chase me like I was the high piano melody. And that'll do. I am going to get some new oracle cards because I am aware that we have gone through all of these now, but still counts. The mole of manifestation. Put those hot manifesting powers to good use. Mole can see cool, but knows exactly where he is going. Believe! And I guess it helps if you have those little things on your nose, which I'm assuming you don't. I don't. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and indulging in some musical nerdery. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you're here with me at the premiere, then a ginormous premiere hug for you. Thank you for coming. If you happen to be here at any other time though, a humongous hug for you as well. Thank you equally as much. If you want to have a little look at my Patreon for Discord access and exclusive patron only videos, then you can do that. Make a request in the comments either way, and I am super excited to see you next time. Love you bunches, have a wonderful day. Bye! Oh, that's another hug. I just came out. It is much more fun for me to not do any research, so I can go in blind. Yeah. Oh, crikey. And it's cool because whenever we do it's just how it made me feel. Okay, that got dark.